Welcome back to the vlog.
How's ICU so far?
Between you and me, it's kind of cool.
This is called doing your best.
So mentally taxing.
Nice catch, buddy.
Doctors literally don't even try to vlog for this reason.
Welcome back, vlog. We're off nights and we're back on days, and we are back on ICU.
Here's the fit check of the day.
Look at these cuties.
Kib, it's not playtime. I gotta go to work. Nice catch, buddy. All right, let's go.
Alright guys, I am at the hospital. Like I said, I am no longer on night shift. I am in the ICU for the next 4 weeks. Honestly, my body is kind of confused. Like, I feel very tired this morning and I feel like I'm still supposed to be on a night schedule. I had such a hard time sleeping last night. I got off work on Saturday morning, so I pretty much only had like Saturday night and yesterday to try to convert back, which I think is difficult. I actually feel more tired waking up for a day shift than I do waking up at night for an evening shift somehow. Anyway, you guys have seen me rotate through the ICU before, last November, early December. It's essentially one of, if not the hardest rotation that a resident can do. I made it through once, I know we can do it again. The good thing about rotating this time though is that I'm not studying for step 3 at the same time. That really sucked last time and it just really made it hard to appreciate what I was doing in the ICU. However, I am training for a full marathon, which I am running at the very end of this rotation. I really don't know what's harder, running a marathon or taking step 3, but I'm gonna have to be diligent with my marathon training somehow while I'm on this rotation. As far as vlogging goes, I'm gonna do my best, but I am physically going to be in the ICU the entire day, all the way up until at least 7 p.m. So vlog comes second, you guys know this. I'm gonna do my best to share my experience with you guys, but you guys might have to bear with me a little bit. All right, I gotta go meet the team for a sign out, so I'll catch you guys later.
It's 7 o'clock. We just finished signing out with the night team. Not a bad first day. Couldn't really vlog, of course. Pretty much busy most of the day, but wasn't bad. Luckily, I've done ICU, so, you know, that helps. It's so mentally taxing the whole day. Like, there's really not a lot of other rotations that require as much like mental stamina as rotating in the ICU. Anyway, I'm going to change into some workout clothes and then I'm gonna go for a run because I need to be disciplined this month, and it all starts with setting good habits on the first day. Let's go.
Oh my gosh. All right, I just did a 3.1 mile run, 5K run. Did it actually pretty fast because I really wanted to go home. I did it in like 8 minutes, 42 seconds, which is a lot faster than normal. I usually pace myself at like marathon pace, so like 10 minutes, 30 seconds a mile, but I really feel like going home. On Saturday, I ran 13.1 miles, and then yesterday I went tricking and tumbling, so today's 5K was more of a kind of just like a rest day 5K because I'm freaking exhausted. I also just wanted to prove to myself that I was gonna go running after my first day of ICU. You gotta taper the expectations and the goals. You can't just, you know, come busting out the gates, otherwise you'll burn yourself out. All right, time to go home and get some rest. I'll see you guys tomorrow. So as a resident in the ICU, I'm sure you guys can tell, but my days get super chaotic. Some days I barely have time to sit down, let alone get a meal in. So I'm often relying on quick snacks throughout the day. But it's hard to find snacks that are both good for me and filling. However, that is where David comes in, and they're actually sponsoring this week's vlog. It's not just another protein bar. They're actually built on science-backed nutrition to give you the most amount of protein for the least amount of calories. Each of these bars contains a massive 28 grams of protein with only 150 calories, making it the highest protein to calorie ratio on the market. It's
It's a 75% CFP, which makes it 50% higher than any other brand. I don't need to be a doctor to tell you guys that you should get enough protein and avoid excessive calories. And this is perfect whether you're trying to build muscle, lose fat, or just maintain your nutrition goals on a hectic schedule. So I've just been keeping a few of these in my backpack during my long shifts, and they're such a lifesaver. They have this like soft, doughy texture with these little crunchy crisps. And with 0 grams of sugar, you don't get the sugar crash after you eat them. They have a bunch of flavors that you guys can try. I like the chocolate chip cookie dough. That's just always been my favorite kind of flavor. But I've tried almost all of them at this point, and honestly, they're all pretty good. And again, this is so perfect for a resident like me who is also training for a marathon. So it's a good snack during my shifts, but also for making sure that I am getting good nutrition while I train for my marathon. So again, guys, make sure to check out David. They've got real science, insane macros, no gimmicks, just straight up protein in the most efficient way possible. So make sure to head to davidprotein.com or click the link in my description, or you can scan the QR code here on the screen. And right now, you guys can actually get a free card if you order 4 or more. So stock up while you can. Thank you so much again to David for sponsoring this week's vlog.
Morning, guys. Day 2 out of 5. Didn't really get a lot of sleep last night after I got back from my run. I had to eat and stuff, so kind of tired this morning, but nothing that a Celsius can't fix. Let's have a good day. All right, guys, I am done for the day. Not a bad day. It was reasonably busy, but nothing we couldn't handle. It's kind of windy and chilly out right now. So I'm gonna do tonight's run in the resident lounge in our little gym. All right, 6.2 miles down. Not gonna lie, getting myself to run after these ICU shifts, I knew it was gonna be hard, but it's even harder than I thought it would be. I didn't mind running after my night shifts because the sun was out and, you know, there was like energy in the air, but getting myself to run after these like long, mentally taxing ICU shifts when it's just like dark outside and I just wanna go home to my dogs, it's pretty tough, I'm not gonna lie. Medical school was the hardest thing I did intellectually, but training for this marathon is gonna be the hardest thing I do physically. But this is life I chose, baby. All right, let's go home. Good morning. Day 3 out of 5, baby. Let's go to work. What the heck was that? Oi, good morning. All right, we're back at the hospital. These 12-hour shifts, man, they just feel like you're kind of going in a loop and you're just going to the hospital, coming home, going to bed, going back to the hospital. Pretty much any 12-hour rotation feels this way. Last block I was doing nights, which was the exact same schedule basically, except it was, you know, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. But this is definitely more exhausting, and like it's only halfway through the week and I'm already feeling it. It's all right, just gotta have that Sean optimism and positivity that I preach so much on this channel. I think if I wasn't training for the stupid freaking marathon, I think it would be a lot better. But I chose this, it's fine. All right, let's have a good day. Dinner time, baby. Nice. Got the return of Matt. We're on medicine together.
Hello.
How's
Hello.
ICU so far?
It's fantastic. Really loving it.
That sounds sarcastic. Yeah, I feel like you actually do kind of like it though.
I actually do kind of like it.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. Between you and me, it's kind of cool.
All right, guys, I am done for the day. Not a bad day. It was kind of long, not because anything was particularly difficult, but I just feel like there was stuff to do the whole time. But overall, it was not a bad day. I want to apologize again, guys. I know it's really hard, you know, with these vlogs. You know, I can't film anything really during the day while I'm at the hospital. So, I mean, I try my best, like, you know, if I'm having like a meal or something. But again, as always, work comes first, especially on this rotation. Anyway, I think I'm actually going to not exercise today. I think my body probably needs a break. I'm feeling super tired. I don't think I've taken a rest day in like 9 days. So I think that I should actually just give my legs a break for the day, let them recover a little bit more, and then we'll pick up the marathon training again tomorrow with a longer run. Tonight, I think I'll just try to do a bunch of stretching at home and then get a good night's sleep. All right, let's head home. Good morning. Happy Thursday. Hey, Papas. Where's Chewy? There he is. Ready to go, Chip? So today's Thursday, which means I'm almost done with the week. Today should be a good day in the sense that I'm actually gonna spend like 5 hours out of the ICU because we have afternoon didactics today. It'll be nice to get out of the ICU for a little bit and see my co-residents, since I haven't been to didactics in like a month because I was on nights. But you still have to keep up with your patients while you're there, and then you know, have to catch up on anything that happened during the day when you get back to the ICU after. So it's not like a total break from work, you know? Anyway, I have my coffee and a protein bar, so let's head inside and get started with the day.
The coffee base and
All right, guys, so I'm done for the day. Not bad, not bad. Having didactics definitely made the day go by a lot faster. And now I am at my car grabbing my running shoes. I got new ones. Look at those bad boys. Nova Blast 5s. And I'm gonna do a treadmill run tonight because it's chilly out and kind of windy. There's a little breeze, so running outside is gonna be miserable. So unfortunately, we gotta do another treadmill run today, which sucks, man. Training for an outdoor marathon on a treadmill is not ideal. It's really hard to go longer distances on treadmill, but oh, it's chilly. And I can't do cold. It's not me. I hate the cold. So this is called doing your best, doing what you can. This is the compromise. My best is honestly all that I can ask for, both in the hospital and on the runs. All right, that wasn't as motivational as I thought it would be, but let's go work out. Let's go home. Morning, guys. It's almost the weekend. Let's get it. All right, I'm back at the hospital. Feels really good to know that today is actually my Friday, because the last time that I was on the ICU rotation, I was doing 6 days a week, not 5 days a week. It's 5 days a week for me now because I'm on elective, but again, that was not the case last time. And working 5 days versus 6 days actually genuinely does feel like such a huge difference. Anyway, let's make it a great day. It actually looks pretty good. I am done for the day. So it's about 6 o'clock and I'm actually going home early because our attending basically gave us an extra hour. The ICU census is on the lower side right now, so our attending basically was like, it's the end of the week, it's your Friday, just take off, you know, an hour early. We'll handle sign out and everything. Very, very rare. Stuff like this never happens, especially when you're on ICU. So when you get the green light like that, you take it. Very, very fortunate to have such a great attending. Actually, probably a very consistent experience I've had with my residency so far is that the attendings have just all been phenomenal, really awesome, have cared about the residents so far, which is really nice. You really can't say that at every single program. I'm very lucky that I feel like I can say that here. I don't know. I feel like they're great. Maybe I'm just in a really good mood right now though, because I got off an hour early. It's also insane how good this is for the morale. Like, it's just an hour, I know, but that's like an hour of my day back on what was otherwise a 12-hour day, which is at the end of what is a 60-hour work week. But I'm officially done with my first week back in the ICU on my ICU elective. Not gonna lie, I will say that like by Wednesday, I felt like my feet were dragging. This rotation is just very like time intensive, and it's taxing both mentally and physically. And I had this experience the first time I did my ICU block, where like halfway through the week, you feel like it's dragging and you're getting exhausted, and you know, getting to the hospital at 7 in the morning for sign out and not leaving until like 7:30 at night, it wears on you. And then, you know, Thursday comes and you're like, okay, the end of the week is almost there. And luckily Friday is my Friday on this rotation. I don't have to do 6 days a week. And by the time Friday comes, you're kind of like, oh yeah, this week was great. Like, I can totally push through and now I have my weekend. That's how I feel right now. But Wednesday, I did not feel that way. I was definitely feeling the drag of the, you know, ICU. However, I do want to make sure that I emphasize that I really enjoy it. I've always enjoyed the ICU. I love the medicine that you get to practice in the ICU. I love the acuity. It's just very satisfying. And this week reminded me of that, which is basically why I picked up this elective again. And, you know, most residents, if you're not doing anything related to anesthesia, EM, internal medicine, basically any specialty that does not go towards critical care or deal with critical care patients, you know, those residents would probably never sign up to do an extra ICU rotation more than they have to, right? But for me as an anesthesiology resident, I'm gonna have to do a lot more critical care throughout my residency. When I go to my advanced program, I'm gonna do a lot of ICU. It's just in my best interest to get as much ICU experience as I can during my intern year, so I signed up for the elective. And I also am considering doing critical care as a fellowship, depending on how the next few years of residency go. So for me, it makes sense. But if you're like a dermatology resident, radiology, family medicine, you probably wouldn't want to pick up more ICU, right? That just makes sense. But yeah, I might be crazy for doing it, but I'm really happy that I get to rotate back. I also just really miss the people in the ICU. Like, it's such a different vibe when you're kind of like with this like group that's always around each other, you know, works as a unit. You know, you really get to like know them and, you know, kind of bond with them. I missed that aspect of the ICU, and it's so nice to be coming back to the ICU where all the faces are familiar. I already know them. It's very comfortable asking questions. Like, such a different experience compared to like my first week, the first time I did ICU. That was very stressful, and I just had to like learn how everything worked up there. And now I'm starting off with that base of knowledge, and I can focus a little bit more on other things like the learning, which so far I've gotten to learn a lot this week, got to do some procedures, pretty much everything that I've wanted out of my ICU rotation I'm getting. And yeah, it's just, I don't know. I like it. It's fun. You know, the days are long. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it doesn't matter how much you like something. Long days are long days. But I'd rather do like a long day in the ICU than a long day on like medicine, for example. Once again, I apologize that like I'm not able to vlog as much. It's hard, if not impossible, to do it, right? Like, I'm literally in that building all day up in the ICU. It's not like when I'm on medicine and I'm in our big resident lounge with a bunch of open workspaces and there aren't like patients around or other staff members around or a bunch of like HIPAA information, you know, around. That's a safe space to vlog. That is not. And obviously the work comes first. The whole reason that people don't vlog and document this lifestyle is for that exact reason, right? Because it's very difficult to. So I'm trying my best to show you guys this experience the best that I can. So I hope it's still insightful in some way for you guys. Anyway, I kind of want to enjoy my early weekend by going to the gym, getting a workout in, doing a little bit of running. Tomorrow I am going to do my next long run. I'm aiming for 16 miles. And then next weekend I'll do 20 miles, and then I'll taper it down. And then the weekend after, I have my first ever marathon. So I think if anything, this vlog showed that it's really hard to train for a marathon while you're on ICU. That was extremely difficult to do this week. And I'm really hoping I'm able to do it better next week, because I feel like I did not really train at all. Even though like I showed you guys it was not as much as I was hoping I would. So we're gonna try to do better next week, but there's only so many hours in the day. It's so hard. I don't know why I signed up for a marathon coming off an ICU rotation. Anyway, wish me luck with the long run tomorrow. I'm gonna need it. As always, I appreciate you guys joining me for another week in residency, and I will see you guys in the next one.
Update, guys. It's raining, windy and cold, but we still went for the run. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.